What's up? This is Jared Evan. You're now checking out thestash.com. Peace. Feeling lovely, sir. Thank you for inviting me on this lovely afternoon. Absolutely. And the reason, well, part of it is because we made most of it during the spring. You know what I mean? So it kind of was just, I was in a fresh vibe. But yeah, man, I think like my darker shit, like Charlie Brown, and that stuff was made where I was in a darker place. Like I just left Interscope, and my girlfriend, we broke up, and like that, I ended up making kind of depressing shit, and I think when you listen to the Statik shit, it just feels like, he knows he's like back on the track, and he's good, and he's going towards the light. You know what I mean? And I'm there more than I have ever been, right, currently. And I think that's why the music sounds the way it does. Just very ambient, fresh, yet still boom bappy, still grimy, but letting you know that like things are good. You know what I mean? And they're only gonna get better. And that's why I'm continuing to do the project with Statik, because I just saw what we saw what the first one did, and it's not like the first one was like an acid rap or like blew up insanely like overnight, but as a starting from scratch independent artist, it kind of did do that. You know what I mean? It just made people know who I am once and for all. And now we can't stop that momentum. We have to continue to like allow people to understand like who I am and what me and Statik do together. I want them to take away that that's not all that I am. I want them to take away that there's more dimension in like I said, when I'm alone by myself producing the records, or I'm with illMIND, and I'm making more introspective kind of like very personal records. I want them to understand that if they haven't heard those yet, that does exist, and that they should understand that there is a huge other dimension to my music, and I don't want them to just think that that's me. And that's another reason why it's Jared Evan and Statik Selektah. I want people to understand that that's a thing, and then when it's Jared Evan, it's Jared Evan. And then it's like, and same with Statik, like when he does Statik albums, it's Statik. When he gets with a singer or an artist like me, it's not quite really just him anymore. It's different, and I want people to understand that applies to me as well. Is that when I link up with him and we do this, that's what it is. But understand that if you like Still Blue, please just don't abandon me when I come and I do my own shit. You know what I mean? Like there's more to my story. You know what I mean? There's more to the story, and that's really, man, that's what I would want people to walk away with, is just understand that if that hooks you, stay, because I want you to understand that there's so much more you haven't been introduced to yet. Unless they, but that's if you're saying, that still, if Still Blue is the first thing they're introduced to me by. That doesn't apply to the kids who know me for Charlie Brown and One Good Thing, because that I've already achieved that with them. But if you're hearing about me for the first time on, like a Still Blue, I want you to go where those other kids are. Don't just like me for that. Understand that there's more to me. That's basically what I would want them to understand. You know what I mean?